Disclaimer.
What I'm
Don't
going to
try
show
this at
here
home.
is basically these two panels are just 20-watt panels. I'll show the specs. So I made them a bit dirty because they were clean. So what I'm going to try and just look at a few things on just the basics on solar. So 23 volts, 22.95. This is not a very good multimeter, but this is a true RMS, so it's pretty close. The two panels goes into parallel. This is a 12 volt motor, so I don't have a 24 volt motor, so we're just going to look at but the basics are the same. So I created some bird droppings that I'm going to place up, and we're going to look on shading, what it does, especially on the parallel. And yeah, then I'm going to use this to look at the amps. So this is very small. It's 1 amp maximum. And then we can also look at the tilt. I managed to just make something to play around with. And then also what I'm going to do is, I would later do a better one, but I'm going to short this out so that you can look at the current as well, what happens. Because normally, if you have a short up top, what will happen down in your PV combiner box? Very difficult to understand it. Sometimes I need to play with things, and that's what I do. And yeah, so Nikola Tesla and Edison Electrical Safety Month had got me to, sometimes we need to play with things in a safe way. So this is very low. It's like you say, it's 22 volts. Anything below 50 volts DC, and amps are pretty safe. So I do have gloves, but it's difficult to use the gloves with the with the camera. So yeah, I hope I can. I'm all alone, so I hope I can show you. So I'm going to put it to amps. So at this stage, as it's lying flat here, it's 22.9. Cannot see it. Hopefully it's on. Yeah, you can see it. 22.9 volts. And yeah, so first string will give me 0 amps now because there's no load. And that's very important to know. Why do that sticker say switch off the load first before before disconnecting on your DC disconnect? Because this is an arc, so this is it's basically too big. I don't have a smaller one, but it is a non-polarity, so that the polarity can change, especially on the arc. So the amps are 0.3, 22.8 volts, drops down, picks up immediately 1.1 amps, and there the volt goes. Now the wattage is going into the power goes into the motor. Alright, so now it's running basically on its maximum as the panels are here. Let's say the hadida comes. Depends what bird comes and poo. You will see the amps drop, even the volts. But here the shade when I go over it. So now you've got poo on both of them. You can even hear it. So what will happen now is, if there's any shading on the one panel, it's only on one panel, because that panel has also got the bird dropping on. So it drops right down. That's the effect of shading. Let me take this bird dropping away now. Let's just let it ramp up again. 20 volts. Okay, now I'm going to do the shading again on the one panel. You see It does fall, but not as much. So let me go to shading on the other panel. And take the bird dropping away. Shading on one panel. Alright, now let's quickly look at the tilt. You can, the sun isn't, let's look at the tilt and then you can also see it ramps up. Much happier engine. So the volt picks up, the wires are a bit short now. Just gonna pause quickly. I'm gonna put something there, but you can hear volt. This motor is now really performing. Alright, so let's put the bird droppings on again. You see? You hear? Alright, let's do the tilt. It will be happier, but not as happy. Okay, I'm going to quickly clean the panels just with a cloth. Let's just blow the dust away. Can you hear that? Just by blowing the dust off. I'm just going to quickly take a cloth and just clean it. And now they're facing more, so 22 volts, 9 amps. Now for the engineers, this is now minus 1 amp. Is it because of the DC motor? On the other side of the motor, it's running at 9. But I'm going to do the short now and also do the, let's just do the bird droppings again. See the amps, but you can hear the motor is not happy. Let's do shading on one panel. So because of the tilt, it really helps, because the other panel is still producing. Let's take to the other, shading on the other one, shading on both. Just take the bird droppings off. There's the one, shading on the one. Can you see that? Shading on the other. Shading on both. Bird droppings, just quickly again. So yeah, you can, it's not science, it's playing. But yeah, let's quickly do this, do the short, because I want you to see what this motor does. I had to tighten it yesterday with the reverse current.